Few can say they have made a difference in someone's life, and even fewer can say they have inspired a community. Truly, Imam Qatanani has touched the hearts and minds of all those who came to know him. In 1996, the Islamic Center of Passaic County convinced the Imam to leave his home in Jordan and come to provide religious guidance. Instead, he became a beacon of light for the community.
They asked me with a kind of insistent, we want you. So I thought from that moment that maybe I will have a kind of help to the community.
What Imam Qatanani found was a divided Muslim population with no ties to its surrounding neighbors. He knew that would have to change.
When I came to this community, I saw that the community didn't start with the interfaith dialogues. They didn't start with building bridges. They didn't start with being involved with the issues of the society they live in. So I put my plan, I put my strategy from the beginning that we have to reach out, we have to reach in, we have to work hard together for one purpose, the beneficial or the benefit of the humanity.
He saw himself as a leader of an emerging community that needed some guidance and some advice. Before the Imam's arrival, this masjid was nondescript, was a typical prayer hall. The Imam gave this a special personality, a center of discussion, a place for cultural exchange, a place for interfaith dialogue, a place where our community connected with itself.
The Imam treated the community as his own family and worked to involve everyone, including the children.
Sheikh Qatanani realized that from his studies and research on the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad in his biography. And he realized that, this is the group of people that can make a difference in tomorrow's life.
When I first came to the masjid here, started getting active, it was 2001, I was about 16 years old. Didn't know Imam Qatanani, shook hands with him once or twice after prayer, and I told him my name is Hatim. Third, fourth time I saw him, shook hands with him again, he told me, hey, how are you, Hatim? I was extremely happy. The Imam of the largest mosque in New Jersey, PhD in Islamic studies, knows my name as someone who's youth, and this is the story with all these youth.
With the support of the Imam, Hatim and 4 other brothers created a youth committee in the masjid. Until now, they organize all kinds of outings that draw in over 200 kids and teenagers.
He told me all of the activities you can put on one scale or one hand, and the activities with regarding the youth, pertaining to the youth, you can put on the other hand. After prayer, after any simple gathering, you could see him approaching the youth and just speaking to him openly, making the youth feel comfortable to approach him.
100% sure that if Sheikh Qatanani was not the one pushing me in the right direction, I wouldn't have been involved in ICPC as a community, and I wouldn't have been able to be involved in the larger community as I am now.
But the Imam's work went beyond the masjid. Without hesitation, in 2004 he supported the establishment of Women Against Family Abuse, or Wafa House.
It's a stigma, and people like to sweep it under the rug. And here's an Imam of a masjid who's standing there and saying, we're not allowing this to continue. It's not anything that is of a religion.
He facilitated us for the very first fundraiser to have in the masjid, where we invited about 15 women to donate, and we collected quite money, about almost 35,000. 5,000 came from the masjid itself.
I felt from the first day that we want an organization to solve these problems. We can help the victims through this foundation.
If it were not for Imam Qatanani's support, over 500 women would have been without the help of Wafa House for counseling, food, and shelter. Yet Imam Qatanani's greatest asset to Passaic County and New Jersey was his strong commitment to interfaith dialogue.
Members of the Imam's mosque would form teams and go out and speak at Episcopal churches in northern New Jersey. And subsequently, members from the mosque, under the Imam's leadership, spoke at no less than 150 churches in northern New Jersey.
Recently, the ICPC visited St. John's Methodist Church in Hope, New Jersey. Their visit changed the whole congregation's understanding of Islam.
We have a Lenten series every year of dinners and presentations, and I presented this idea about having Muslims come out and explain the Islam religion. And my congregation stayed for 2 hours and listened to these men, and we had the discourse and wonderful questions, and you could just see the curtain of fear just going away. It was great. It was great.
Part of Imam Qatanani's mission has been also to remind Muslims that they can feel comfortable in being American Muslims and reaching out to elected officials and law enforcement as partners and friends, not enemies.
The Imam has opened the doors of the ICPC to me so that the community can see who their elected representatives are.
What the entire community did not know was Imam Qatanani was also battling the threat of deportation and had been for years.
Of course, I tried to not to talk about my case for 2 years. And some of brothers who are beside me, they told me, you have to tell the community because now this is the end. Maybe you will be deported any moment.
He's been going through this difficulty with his immigration status for 3 years. Well, it's been less than 3 years that I've known him, and I didn't know.
The community, and not just the Muslim community, was confused by the government's decision.
How could we get it so wrong? How could they get it so wrong? We want to deport this person who is a giant in our midst. If the Imam is deported, it will be a very sad day. It will be a very sad day, not only for Muslims in the community of Patterson, but for Christians and Jews as well.
Letters were written to the government, and more than 100,000 was raised to spread the knowledge of the Imam's extensive community work before his May court date.
It's important to let the government